cups bubble up. Let me go ahead and spill some tea. Let me just twist the camera real quick. Okay, so yeah, so it's gonna be business, coffee, TikTok shop, drop shipping for moms over 40 seeking to build their own pet store. So this is what I'm gonna cover real quick, guys. So check this out. The most important part, guys, that I wanted to let you know is how to spin up your store safely in a way that you don't get cooked. So this is a hot topic because it takes a little bit of time to build your brand, to build your own socials, and how to spin up your store without losing a lot of money. So I'm gonna go ahead and talk about everything starting from product development, product research, identification of product, and fulfillment centers, and how to do this in a way that you don't lose your shirt, guys. Okay? Imagine you found a product. Imagine you now ready to sell that product. But in order for you to sell it, you need to understand what the rules and requirements of a TikTok shop fulfillment center. Why? If you don't do that, you may end up shipping your products and they just not end up getting sold at all. Now, you can go ahead and say, well, I don't want to be hung up on that. Instead, I'm just going to try a small batch, ship it out and see what happens. That's also a good strategy, but rarely does it ever work. Why? Because it takes time for you to validate. And if you wanted to follow a successful framework, so you end up actually selling products, then what you need to do is find the viral products that are growing in the past couple of days, 7 days, and money is being built into it. People are actually spending money, and once you see that, you want to jump on that product. If you do it the other way, where you send a small sample to a TikTok fulfillment center, and then by the time you're gonna have that validation, it's already gonna be too late. You're gonna miss out on a additional influx of money because competition can quickly jump in and start promoting that same product, and because you weren't to the market first, it's just gonna become harder. So instead, what you want to do, you want to do a deep level research on all the little gotchas that you need to follow in order to minimize risk of that product being stocked at the fulfillment center. Now, this is when you're building this, you're not just thinking from perspective of fulfillment center and of destination standpoint. And thank you guys for joining. I'm just talking about business, TikTok shop, drop shipping, and drinking coffee. So let's just say you found out the requirement that TikTok shop is literally looking at your product at each SKU and analyzing to see if it's worth it for TikTok shop to include it as part of their fulfillment center, or maybe ship the product back. A couple of things can go wrong when you ship the product. There's a risk factor. Product can get spilled if you're using shampoo, like a liquid-based pet product, or it can violate some other, like if it's electronic product, it can violate some government regulations, and also get flagged and then you end up literally just returning everything back. And that's basically the bottom line. That's what happens, guys. So what you want to do is you want to do combination of 3PL, and you want to do combination of your own house. So you ship small, simple sets to your house, test them, validate them, verify them, ship them to a bunch of UGC creators, even if you have to do this manually, but just to quickly validate it. And then send small portion to 3PL, either directly from your house or by advising your supplier agent to send it to your 3PL fulfillment center in US. So that 3PL company is gonna take your product from China and then they're gonna ship it to fulfillment center. You're introducing extra bumps in between, but it's worth it for validation, for initial validation, especially initial validation when you're getting into a relationship with a company. And then later on, as you develop that relationship further, you can take some of those shortcuts and ship directly to TikTok Shop fulfillment center. Now, what kind of risk reduction mechanisms am I using in the process of doing so? Well, I don't know. Let me go ahead and drink some coffee and let you know what they are. Definitely, I do a deep level research. I use ChatGPT 5 to quickly do deep level research on a product to see if it's going to be compatible with a fulfillment center in TikTok. Last thing I want is to ship my products and they get stuck on fulfillment center, or better, or how should I say that, get returned back and then you lose your shirt quickly. I don't want that. So yeah, so that's the risk factors. Now, how to mitigate those risk factors, guys? This is what you got to do. What you got to do is, once I mentioned, start small with Amazon FBA, and then see if it sells. If it does, then start working on your site. Don't even begin working on your site until you test that on Amazon quickly, just to get that validation that it's being sold. Do the same thing for eBay. So what you want to do, when you first get the viral product from China, you want to ship it to Amazon FBA and you want to sell it on eBay. Two places, a small unit, small test, verify that it works. If it does, then begin building your store. Okay? So that's the idea. Begin building your store, guys. Only then. Anyway, guys, this is a strategy for you for how to build a successful business. Now, if I was you, I'd get a sourcing agent who can reach out to multiple supplier agents and find the best supplier agent for you. That's what I would do. I wouldn't even bother trying to look for a supplier agent yourself, unless you're part of like a community, a coaching program where there's already like a supplier that knows all those bells and whistles. Otherwise, it's like a dangerous territory. You lose a lot of money. So that's what I recommend. The moms over 40. But if you really want to like give it a try and don't even have any technical expertise, no background or anything like that, then build something simple like Amazon. Amazon, you don't really need a lot of technical expertise. Just do that validation, create a Seller Central account, put your tax ID in there, list the product from China. Just make sure it doesn't have any kind of violations, IP violations.
I will.
You want to run that check quickly. I do have a bunch of automations, guys, that allows you to do all those checks. So basically, you just put a product name, it just does all those checks for you, and provides recommendations, provide a rating score, that kind of stuff, and tells you if it's going to be the product that's going to be potentially making you money. It gives you a score rating for how viral product is, what are the chances of it being sold, and how unique that is. We give rating for how unique the product is, for how viral the product is, but we give it all as a cumulative score between 0 and 10 based on a proven framework that works. And you just simply use that to your advantage. So basically the first step is you run the test to see if the product is viral and if it's going to sell. You run it first with a deep level research, then you do a micro test where you send it over to your house for additional validation and to your supplier agent. Supplier agent is going to work with the factory, etc. Supply agent is the one who's going to source multiple products from the factory and then assemble them, bundle them in one spot, so to speak. You have a thank you note, you have a documentation, all that kind of stuff in one spot. So the idea here is you want to present the right product in front of the customers and control their supply chain. So to show the product in front of the customer, you could either take the kind of a traditional route of sending out thousands of notifications to people, hoping that they're going to respond. Like, for example, you could send out 7,000 emails to UGC creators and get them to respond. This traditional way doesn't require you kind of nickel and diming somebody or just wasting time trying to negotiate with anybody. You just literally whip out like 7,000 emails to creators in that niche, see who comes back, and have your AI bot literally answer all the questions. Do that. That's going to accelerate. If you use that AI bot, you're going to be able to accelerate your rate of getting those UGC creators quickly. Another way, you could just squabble up together with talent agency and get talent agency to provide those creators. Building a business is hard, but being broke is harder. That's the reason why I'm describing this for you guys. So this way you could quickly learn how to pull this off. So practically all you need is just one product, guys. That's all you need. You just need one viral product, and you need like a few UGC creators who can create some content around that product, and so this way you can sell it faster. But even if, let's say, you don't have UGC creators and you just put it on Amazon, you could still pull this off just with Amazon ad spend. So e-com is a complicated business, and that's why I highly recommend, guys. Highly recommend just starting with a basic proof of concept. Like literally, if you take one proof of concept, it doesn't even matter which platform it is. If you take, let's say you start off with a Meta ads, right, and you do that instead of Amazon, you're gonna burn through lots of ads, but at least you're gonna be picking the product that's trending in the past 7 days, and people investing, spending money into it. So this way you're not gonna get cooked. You're gonna have less chances of getting cooked. So that's the idea. That is, we want to follow the viral framework, and that framework needs to be in a way where, we take a product and we'll go with that product and see if it's gonna be the type of product that's gonna bring result. So that's the idea, guys. I quickly wanted to give you guys this quick coffee rundown of how to pull this off, how to build your pet shop quickly, and spawn money. I'm gonna create another workshop real quick, guys, doubling down on that a bit more.